ancient Rome's most savage and inhumane arena shows that crossed the line. For months, her team had been exploring the northern plains of Mars, following strange readings from the latest ground-penetrating radar. Today, they had found something that would change everything. Under layers of dust and stone, the radar had revealed a circular structure. At first, it looked like a crater, just another mark on the Martian surface. But as the excavation drones dug deeper, the outlines became clearer: rows of stone seats, staircases, and a vast open space in the center. Livia stepped closer, her heart racing. It was unmistakable. This is an arena," she whispered. Her assistant, Dr. Ren Li, squinted at the holographic display floating above the excavation site. From the design, it looks ancient, but how could anything like this exist on Mars? The architecture is Roman, perfectly Roman. Columns, arches, tiers of seating. It's exactly like the Colosseum in Rome. Livia's mind spun. Humans had not colonized Mars until the 22nd century. How could an ancient Roman structure exist here, buried beneath billions of years of dust and rock? The discovery was impossible. Yet here it was, an arena perfectly preserved, like a ghost of human history in the middle of another planet. The team moved quickly. Robotic arms brushed away centuries of dust, revealing mosaics on the floor of the arena. The intricate tiles depicted scenes of people, animals, and strange competitions. Livia bent over, tracing her finger along the designs. Though the images showed forms of conflict, something else caught her eye: the precision, the order, the beauty. The mosaics told stories of strategy, teamwork, and clever thinking, not just raw fighting. Ren's voice cut through her thoughts. "Captain, the AI is analyzing the structure now. It's not just Roman, the materials, they're Martian. This arena was built here on Mars a long time ago, but it follows the exact design of Earth's ancient arenas. It's like someone tried to recreate history." Livia blinked. "Recreate history or preserve it?" The AI, a smooth-voiced system named Athena, spoke. "Preliminary analysis suggests holographic technology embedded in the arena. Historical projections may be stored in the structure itself." "Historical projections?" Ren asked. Athena's voice was calm, almost excited. "Yes. It appears this arena contains interactive holograms of events that took place in ancient Roman arenas. The holograms are fully automated and can simulate the experiences of the games." Livia felt a shiver of excitement. Humans loved stories, and humans loved entertainment. But the thought of ancient arenas, full of danger, spectacle, and cruelty, made her pause. She didn't want anyone to get hurt. "We have to be careful," she said. "We are not here to recreate violence. We're here to understand it and learn from it." The team nodded. They set up a temporary command center at the edge of the excavation. Drones scanned the arena, sending holographic images to the display walls. The arena was massive, circular, and perfectly symmetrical. Around the center were concentric rings of seating, each higher than the last, designed to give every viewer a clear sightline. The AI identified areas that could project holographic images and even simulate terrain changes within the arena itself. Livia leaned on the railing and imagined the arena full of spectators. The holograms, she realized, could show anything: grand parades, chariot races, puzzles, or games of skill. Humans, even in the past, had a love for challenge. The thought made her smile. This could be more than a relic. It could be a way to study human creativity under pressure. Over the next few days, the team worked tirelessly. Athena activated the first holographic projection. The arena glowed with a soft, golden light, and suddenly, figures appeared. They were human, but from long ago. They ran across the arena floor, dodging obstacles, solving problems, cooperating with each other in ways Livia had not expected. Ren gasped. "Look at that! They're not fighting each other. They're thinking, planning, working together." The holograms moved with fluidity and intelligence. Ancient humans, recreated from historical records and AI extrapolation, navigated complex challenges designed to entertain and impress crowds. Livia felt a sense of wonder. These were humans at their best, clever, creative, and adaptable. The AI had taken fragments of history and reimagined them, not as mere violence but as strategic challenges. As the team watched, Athena explained, "The original records indicate that some Roman arenas were brutal, yes, but these holograms reconstruct alternative outcomes. They show how humans could have used intellect, creativity, and teamwork rather than brute force. These projections are a form of historical exploration and ethical reflection." Livia nodded. She realized that the arena was a bridge between two eras, the past and the present, Earth and Mars, cruelty and ingenuity. The holograms allowed them to witness human ingenuity in a safe, controlled environment. By the end of the week, the team had mapped the entire arena. Each level of seating, every mosaic, and each projection point was cataloged. They even found small chambers beneath the arena floor, possibly for storage or control, filled with devices that Athena identified as energy sources for the holograms. Livia spent hours alone in the arena, walking through the empty tiers, imagining the ancient crowds cheering for clever problem-solving rather than bloodshed. She thought about the humans who had created this arena, who had wanted to entertain and challenge, to test limits while also showing off ingenuity. Somehow, the message had survived for centuries, buried under Martian dust, waiting to be discovered. Ren joined her one evening carrying 2 cups of warm tea. "You know," he said, handing her a cup, "we often talk about humans as the violent species, but maybe we're also the species that can turn danger into creativity, cruelty into challenge, chaos into order." Livia smiled, accepting the tea. "Exactly, and that's what this arena teaches us. Not what humans did wrong, but what humans can do right. Even in the past, even under pressure, we have the ability to think, adapt, and inspire." As the Martian night fell, the arena glowed faintly under the stars. The holograms, now dormant for the night, left the arena looking empty, but Livia knew it was full of life. Full of stories, full of lessons, full of the human spirit. Athena's voice broke the quiet. "Captain, initial data suggests potential for interactive simulations. We could invite volunteers to engage safely with the arena challenges, testing problem-solving, teamwork, and creativity. Would you like to proceed?" Livia took a deep breath. She could feel the weight of history, of human potential pressing on her shoulders. "Yes," she said firmly. "Let's see what humans past and present can do." That night, as Livia watched the Martian stars flicker above the arena, she realized that this discovery was more than archaeology. It was a message. Across time, across planets, humans had left a piece of themselves here, not just the shadow of violence but the spark of brilliance. And now, centuries later, it was her team's job to carry that spark forward. The arena had crossed time itself, connecting past ingenuity with future possibility. And in that connection, Livia felt a thrill unlike any she had ever known. The certainty that humans, even in a distant galaxy, could shine in ways no one, not even aliens, could have predicted. And so the Martian arena, silent yet alive, waited. It waited for the next chapter to begin. A chapter where humans would once again step into the center, not to fight, but to think, create, and inspire. The Martian dawn spread pink and gold across the plains, casting long shadows over the ancient arena. Livia Morno stepped out of the habitat dome and breathed the crisp, recycled air. Today was the day they would activate the arena's first interactive simulation, a safe, creative test of human ingenuity. The team had spent weeks preparing. Athena, their AI, had reconstructed every detail of the ancient arena, from the mosaics to the holographic projectors embedded beneath the floor. The arena could now generate challenges that required teamwork, strategy, and quick thinking. Livia felt a mix of excitement and nerves. "This is it," she said to Ren Li, who was adjusting a holographic projector. "If this works, we'll see how humans react to challenges like never before." Ren smiled, his eyes gleaming with anticipation. "I just hope the team volunteers are ready. They're in for a show." Livia nodded and glanced at the volunteers arriving from the Habitat Dome. A diverse group of humans from different colonies, ages, and professions approached the arena, each carrying a tablet that connected them to Athena. They were not warriors nor athletes, but scientists, engineers, artists, and explorers, everyday humans with curious minds and problem-solving skills. Athena's voice rang across the arena, smooth and calm. "Welcome, participants. You are about to experience a simulation inspired by ancient human arenas. All challenges are non-harmful. Success depends on creativity, teamwork, and adaptability. Please follow instructions and enjoy the experience." The volunteers exchanged excited glances. Livia gave them a nod and motioned for them to step onto the arena floor. As their feet touched the smooth, holographic surface, the center of the arena lit up with swirling images, puzzles, moving platforms, and paths lined with glowing markers. The first challenge appeared, a maze of shifting platforms suspended above a soft, glowing floor. Teams of 3 were assigned to navigate the maze, with each platform presenting a riddle or logic puzzle. "Remember," Livia reminded them, "speed isn't everything. Think, plan, and communicate." The teams began moving carefully. One volunteer, Mara, paused to observe the patterns of the platforms. "Wait," she said, pointing. "If we step here, then here, we can create a bridge across the maze without triggering the moving traps." Her teammates followed her plan, and together they advanced through the maze, solving each puzzle with a combination of logic, intuition, and collaboration. Across the arena, other teams found creative solutions too, stacking holographic objects to reach higher platforms, decoding patterns in lights, and even using sound cues to signal each other across distances. Livia and Ren watched in awe. Humans, even under pressure, were showing remarkable adaptability. "Look at that," Ren whispered. "They're not just solving puzzles, they're inventing strategies on the spot. That's incredible." Athena recorded every movement, analyzing patterns of thought, decision-making speed, and teamwork efficiency. "Data indicates participants are engaging higher-level problem-solving skills," Athena reported. "Creativity and collaboration are at levels above baseline expectations. Human ingenuity is remarkable." The next challenge appeared, a holographic landscape resembling a canyon with multiple paths. The teams had to transport glowing spheres from one side to the other using only limited tools provided in the arena. Some used virtual ropes, others levitated platforms with thought-guided controls. Livia smiled as she saw a team constructing a clever pulley system out of light projections, moving their spheres efficiently without any collisions. Ren shook his head in admiration. "It's amazing. In an alien species, they might just try brute force. Humans think first, adapt second. That's why we survive in any environment." The volunteers laughed, shouted encouragement, and celebrated small victories. The arena, though inspired by ancient Roman designs, felt alive in a new way. It was no longer a symbol of brutality, but a stage for human intelligence and cooperation. As the sun climbed higher in the Martian sky, the final challenge emerged. Athena's voice echoed through the arena. "Final stage, the grand puzzle. Teams must work together to activate a central device using their accumulated knowledge from previous challenges. Coordination is key." The device was a large, holographic sphere in the center of the arena. Runes and symbols covered its surface, changing constantly. Teams ran simulations, combining insights from earlier tasks. Some noticed patterns in the symbols, others discovered ways to align the holograms using light reflections. Slowly, the sphere began to glow steadily, responding to the team's combined effort. Livia felt a lump in her throat. This was what she had hoped for, humans cooperating across differences, thinking creatively, and achieving something impossible individually. The arena, once a symbol of human cruelty, now showcased human brilliance. "Captain," Ren exclaimed, "look at them, every team is contributing, they're solving it together." The sphere pulsed and projected a magnificent holographic display across the arena: constellations, landscapes, historical achievements of humanity, and abstract representations of ingenuity. The audience of volunteers gasped in awe. Livia felt tears prick at her eyes. This was not just a game, it was a celebration of humanity itself. Athena's voice sounded proud. "Simulation complete. Analysis confirms maximum engagement, innovation, and cooperation. Human potential, when nurtured and challenged safely, is extraordinary." Livia stepped forward, clapping her hands. "You all did incredible today. This is exactly why we study the past, to learn, to grow, and to create a better future. The arena isn't about danger, it's about brilliance." The volunteers cheered, and some even took turns replaying the challenges to improve their strategies. Livia realized that the arena had become more than a historical curiosity. It was now a learning environment, a place where humans could push the limits of their minds safely. Ren walked up beside her. "You know, Captain, I think this arena could change the way other species see humans. They often focus on our aggression or competitiveness. But this shows ingenuity, collaboration, and creativity. That's something unique." Livia nodded, her eyes scanning the glowing arena. "Exactly. And if we can share this with the galaxy, we might redefine what humans are known for. Not violence or dominance, but intelligence, adaptability, and teamwork." As evening approached, the team gathered around the arena's edge to review the day's data. Athena displayed graphs, heat maps, and summaries of each volunteer's performance. Every movement, decision, and interaction had been recorded. Livia noticed patterns she hadn't expected. Even mistakes were instructive. When a team failed to solve a puzzle, they adapted faster the next time, showing resilience and learning. "Humans are amazing," Ren said quietly. "Even when they fail, they learn. Even when the path is unclear, they find solutions." Livia smiled. "And that's the lesson of the arena. It's not about victory or loss. It's about potential, about what humans can achieve when challenged, inspired, and allowed to think freely." As the Martian night fell, the arena's holograms dimmed. The volunteers returned to the habitat dome, buzzing with excitement and ideas for new strategies. Livia stayed behind for a moment, walking through the empty tiers. The mosaics on the floor glimmered softly under the projector lights, showing scenes of past competitions. She thought about the humans who had first built arenas centuries ago. Perhaps they had sought spectacle, entertainment, or glory. But now humanity could reclaim the arena for its highest purpose, showcasing intelligence, creativity, and collaboration. Athena's voice echoed gently through the silent arena. "Captain, future simulations can incorporate interstellar participants. We could invite other species to observe or even join safely." Livia paused, her mind racing. "Other species," she whispered. The thought was thrilling. Humans had already amazed each other. What would happen when they collaborated with or competed against other intelligent beings? She felt a surge of anticipation. "Yes," Athena continued, "humans may inspire and perhaps learn from other species. The arena can become a bridge across worlds." Livia nodded. "Then we'll prepare. But first we celebrate today. We've seen what humans can do when challenged creatively. That is the true legacy of this arena." She stepped to the center of the floor, looking up at the towering tiers. The Martian stars shone through the transparent dome above, and for a moment she felt the weight of history and the promise of the future blending into a single, brilliant vision. The arena, silent and empty now, had already spoken. It told the story of human potential, not as fighters or conquerors, but as thinkers, innovators, and dreamers. Livia smiled, knowing that this was only the beginning. Tomorrow, the volunteers would return. And the next challenge would be even greater, pushing the limits of imagination, collaboration, and human ingenuity. The arena was ready, the humans were ready, and the universe was about to see the brilliance of Earth's most extraordinary species. And in the quiet glow of the Martian night, Livia made a promise to herself. This arena would shine as a beacon, not of violence, but of human creativity, adaptability, and brilliance, across planets, across species, and across time. The Martian arena had never looked more alive. Its holographic projections shimmered faintly in the morning light, a promise of new possibilities. Captain Livia Morno stood at the edge of the arena floor, watching as volunteers arrived, each one eager and full of curiosity. Today was different. Today, humans would face not just themselves, but something entirely new. Alien participants from nearby colonies and research outposts, species with intelligence, skill, and abilities unlike anything humans had encountered before. Livia took a deep breath. "This is the next step," she said to Ren Li. "We've seen what humans can do on their own. Now let's see how they perform alongside and against others." Ren nodded, his expression a mix of excitement and apprehension. "It's going to be fascinating. Humans are clever, but these other species, their problem-solving is very different. Some of them perceive time, light, or sound in ways we can barely imagine." Athena's voice cut through the air. "All participants, please proceed to your assigned sectors. The simulation will begin shortly." The arena floor pulsed with light as holographic pathways appeared, leading to central gathering points. From each pathway, beings of various forms arrived. There were the glints, small crystalline creatures that communicated through flashes of light. The Velari, tall, graceful beings who moved with perfect precision. And the Torvens, short, stout species whose intelligence lay in mechanical engineering and pattern recognition. The humans, a mix of engineers, scientists, and strategists, glanced at the aliens with wide eyes. Some smiled nervously while others studied them carefully. Livia stepped forward. "Remember, everyone," she said, "this isn't about winning by force. It's about thinking creatively, working together, and learning from one another. Every species here brings something unique. Humans have adaptability, intuition, and the ability to improvise. Use it." The first challenge appeared, a holographic landscape resembling a floating city with shifting platforms and moving barriers. Teams were formed, each containing a mix of humans and aliens. Livia watched as the humans instinctively took the lead, observing the environment, asking questions, and proposing strategies. The glints flashed patterns in response, communicating solutions visually. The Velari adjusted their timing to match the humans' plans, and the Torvens suggested clever mechanical shortcuts. One team, led by Mara, faced a particularly tricky section, a bridge that rotated randomly, changing its path every few seconds. "If we time our steps with the rotation, we can cross safely," Mara said. The glints illuminated the path with flashes of light, giving visual cues to guide the humans. The Torvens modified a holographic ramp to stabilize the bridge temporarily. Step by step they advanced, combining intuition, speed, and precision. Livia clapped quietly. "Look at that," she whispered to Ren. "Humans are learning from the aliens, but they're also teaching them. It's not just survival, it's collaboration." The second challenge was even more complex. A vast holographic puzzle appeared at the center of the arena, with interlocking rings, sliding panels, and shifting symbols. Teams needed to align the rings correctly to unlock a path forward. The Velari immediately noticed geometric patterns, while the Torvens analyzed sequences and timing. The humans, however, began experimenting, testing small changes and observing results. Their adaptability allowed them to see solutions that neither precision nor calculation alone could reveal. Mara's team was struggling until one human, Ravi, shouted, "Wait! If we rotate the outer rings in reverse order, it aligns perfectly." The team tried it. The rings clicked into place and the path opened. The aliens stared in amazement. "Incredible," one Velari murmured. "You humans think differently. You explore possibilities we did not consider." Livia felt a rush of pride. This was exactly what she had hoped for. Humans not just keeping up, but leading, teaching, and inspiring. The arena, once a symbol of challenge and spectacle, had become a place of learning, creativity, and cooperation. The third challenge required each team to construct a bridge across a holographic chasm, using limited tools provided in the arena. The Torvens immediately began designing mechanical solutions. The glints suggested visual patterns to guide placement, and the humans, true to form, experimented with multiple approaches until they discovered a method that combined speed, balance, and intuition. Mara's team decided to combine all ideas. The humans and aliens worked side by side, adjusting designs, observing feedback, and making rapid changes. Slowly but surely, their bridge took shape. When the last piece clicked into place, the arena floor erupted in a dazzling display of light, congratulating all teams for their achievement. Livia smiled. "This is it. This is what makes humans special. Not strength, not speed, but adaptability, creativity, and collaboration." Ren laughed. "And notice how they inspire the aliens too. Every species here is learning from each other. That's remarkable." The final stage of the challenge appeared, a holographic sphere in the center of the arena, covered in constantly shifting symbols and patterns. Teams needed to activate it using knowledge from the previous challenges. Livia watched as humans and aliens exchanged ideas, combining intuition, precision, and experimentation. Ravi noticed a pattern in the symbols, a sequence that repeated every few seconds. "If we align the panels in this order," he said, pointing, "the sphere will respond." Mara adjusted the holographic interface, while the glints illuminated corresponding symbols, and the Velari synchronized their movements to match the timing. The Torvens provided a mechanical stabilizer for the shifting panels. Step by step, the sphere began to glow, pulsing rhythmically as the teams worked together. Livia felt her heart race. This wasn't just a simulation. It was a demonstration of what humanity could achieve when it combined intellect, creativity, and adaptability with the strengths of others. Finally, the sphere erupted in a cascade of holographic light, projecting images of galaxies, planets, and the wonders of human achievement. The volunteers cheered, and even the alien participants emitted sounds, flashes, and movements that expressed amazement and joy. Athena's voice echoed through the arena. "Simulation complete. Data indicates maximum engagement, innovation, and collaboration across species. Humans demonstrated leadership, adaptability, and creative problem-solving. Interspecies cooperation has exceeded expectations." Livia felt tears prick at her eyes. She had hoped humans would shine, but seeing them inspire, guide, and work alongside alien species was beyond anything she could have imagined. Ren stepped beside her. "Captain, humans are exceptional. They're not just solving problems, they're connecting, teaching, and learning. This arena, it's more than a test, it's proof of human brilliance." Livia nodded. "Exactly, and this is just the beginning. Imagine what we could accomplish if humans and other species continued to collaborate across planets and galaxies. The possibilities are endless." As the sun set on the Martian horizon, the volunteers and alien participants gathered at the arena's edge, sharing stories, insights, and laughter. Humans and aliens exchanged strategies, ideas, and creative approaches, learning from each other in ways that went far beyond the simulation itself. Livia walked through the empty arena after everyone had left, her eyes on the glowing mosaics beneath the holographic floor. She thought about the ancient Romans who had first built arenas, perhaps to test strength and courage. Now, in the distant future, humans had transformed the arena into something greater, a place to test intellect, creativity, and collaboration. Athena's calm voice sounded from the nearby console. "Captain, future simulations can include more species, more challenges, and more variables. The potential for learning and cooperation is virtually limitless." Livia smiled. "Then we prepare. The galaxy is waiting to see what humans and their allies can do." As night fell over the Martian plains, the arena shimmered softly under the stars. The holographic pathways, bridges, and spheres glowed faintly, a promise of future challenges and discoveries. Livia knew that the next simulation would be even greater, pushing the limits of imagination, strategy, and interspecies collaboration. The arena had become more than a relic of the past. It was now a beacon of human potential, a stage for brilliance, and a symbol of what humanity could achieve when challenged creatively. Across time, across planets, humans had proven again that ingenuity, adaptability, and collaboration were their greatest strengths. And Livia, standing at the center of the arena, knew that the challenges ahead would test humans in new ways. But she also knew that humans would rise to the occasion, not through force, but through creativity, intelligence, and heart. The Martian arena, alive with light and possibility, waited patiently for the next chapter, a chapter where humans and aliens alike would continue to discover what they could achieve together. The Martian arena was quiet now, bathed in the soft glow of holographic lights that traced the intricate mosaics beneath the floor. After the day's interstellar challenges, volunteers and alien participants had returned to their habitats, leaving Livia Morno and her small team alone among the towering tiers of seats. Livia leaned on the railing, her eyes scanning the arena. The holograms of platforms, puzzles, and spheres had been shut down for the night, but the air still felt alive, charged with the energy of human ingenuity and cooperation. She thought about the simulations of the past, the ancient Roman games that had inspired this arena, and about what they had learned from the aliens. Humans had always been known for their adaptability, intelligence, and creativity. Today, they had shown it again in ways that transcended species. Renly stepped beside her, carrying a tablet glowing with data from the day's simulations. "Captain, the metrics are astonishing," he said. "Humans led the problem-solving more often than any other species. Not through force, not through raw skill, but by observing, experimenting, and improvising." Livia nodded thoughtfully. "It's what I hoped for, Ren. This arena, it's teaching us more than history. It's teaching us about ourselves, about our potential." Athena's voice broke the silence. "Captain, if I may, the patterns observed in human decision-making suggest a philosophical insight. Humans thrive when challenged creatively and ethically. Unlike other species, humans do not simply respond to stimuli. They reinterpret them, invent solutions, and inspire collaboration. This is consistent with historical evidence of human ingenuity across centuries and cultures." Livia smiled. "Exactly, Athena. And today, humans didn't just perform, they inspired. Even the aliens were learning from us. That's remarkable." Ren frowned slightly. "Do you think the ancient Romans ever imagined this? Their arenas were about spectacle, entertainment, even cruelty. And now, centuries later, we're using that same concept to show the best of humanity rather than the worst." Livia walked down to the arena floor, her footsteps echoing softly. "I think that's the real revelation, Ren. The past doesn't define us. The arena doesn't have to be about violence. It can be about brilliance, creativity, and cooperation. Humans can take lessons from history and transform them into something greater." She paused at the center of the floor, where the final sphere from the last simulation had rested. The holographic panel had gone dark, but she could still see faint reflections of its glow on the mosaic tiles. "Look at this," she said, pointing. This sphere represented a problem. Different species, different abilities, different perspectives. But humans were the ones who combined intuition, creativity, and collaboration. That's what makes us exceptional. That's what the arena teaches. Ren studied the floor as well. And it's not just humans who benefit. The aliens are learning too. They're seeing how creativity and adaptability can solve problems that precision or brute skill alone cannot. Humans are leaders in thought, not just in action. Livia nodded, her mind racing with possibilities. We need to expand this. If we can bring more species into the arena, more challenges, we can create a network of interstellar collaboration. Humans can inspire, but we can also learn. That's the real beauty of it. Athena's voice was gentle, reflective. "Captain, there is more." Analysis of historical data combined with simulation results indicates a moral lesson. Humans possess the ability to transform challenges into opportunities. The ancient arenas were designed for spectacle and conflict, but the potential for creativity and learning was always present. Humans can reclaim that potential ethically, even in the face of danger or uncertainty. Livia's heart lifted. Yes, that's exactly it. The arena is a mirror. It reflects our past, but it also shows who we can be. And today, we've seen that humans, given the right environment, can shine, not as warriors, but as thinkers, collaborators, and innovators. The next day, the team gathered the volunteers and alien participants for a reflection session. Livia stood at the center, looking at each face, human and alien alike. "Yesterday, you all demonstrated something extraordinary," she began. "The challenges were designed to test problem-solving, teamwork, and adaptability. But what I saw was more than that. I saw inspiration. I saw humans leading not by force, but by thought. And I saw other species learning and growing alongside you. That's what this arena is about, discovering the best of ourselves and sharing it with the universe." One of the alien participants, a glint named Lyra, communicated through flashes of light. Athena translated, "Humans, your approach is unexpected. You do not dominate. You teach and adapt. We have learned much from your creativity." Mara, a human volunteer, smiled. "That's the thing. We don't just solve problems alone. We observe, we experiment, and we combine ideas. And today, it wasn't just about winning a challenge. It was about learning, about inspiring each other." Ren added, "That's the key, Mara. Humans have the ability to turn challenges into opportunities. That's why we survive, why we innovate, why we excel." Livia walked to the edge of the arena floor and looked up at the tiers. Think about the ancient arenas. They were places of spectacle, of pressure, of survival. But the lessons they contained, strategy, creativity, cooperation, are still valid. And now we can take those lessons and use them ethically, safely, to inspire not only humans but every species we meet. The arena itself seemed to respond. The holographic projectors glowed softly, tracing the patterns of past challenges on the floor. Livia imagined the ancient designers, long gone, unaware that their work would one day show the brilliance of humanity to the stars. Athena spoke again. "Captain, the data suggests that humans can serve as ethical leaders in interstellar collaboration. Their combination of creativity, adaptability, and moral judgment is exceptional. This arena can serve as a model for future training and cooperation across species." Livia smiled. "Then we will use it that way, not for spectacle, not for dominance, but for discovery, inspiration, and growth. The arena is not about who is stronger or faster. It's about who can think, learn, and inspire." As the day continued, Livia guided the humans and aliens through reflective exercises, encouraging them to share strategies, insights, and observations. She watched as humans explained their thought processes to the aliens, teaching them how to combine experimentation with intuition. The aliens responded with their own unique abilities, visual patterns, precise calculations, and spatial awareness that humans could integrate into new approaches. One human, Ravi, paused thoughtfully. I never realized how much we could learn from them. At first I thought we had to lead all the time, but now I see it's about exchange. We inspire them, they inspire us. That's what makes the arena powerful. Livia nodded. Exactly. The arena isn't just a test, it's a bridge, across species, across time, across worlds. It shows what humans can achieve and what the universe can learn from us. Ren looked around, clearly impressed. And it's more than skill. It's not about winning or losing. It's about understanding, about growth, about potential. That's what sets humans apart. That's the revelation. As night fell over Mars, the arena shimmered softly under the stars. Livia stood in the center, gazing at the glowing mosaics and faint holographic patterns. She thought about the humans who had first created arenas on Earth centuries ago. They had sought entertainment, spectacle, and glory. But now, across time and space, humans had reclaimed the arena for their highest purpose, to teach, inspire, and discover. Athena's voice echoed gently. Captain, the arena can be expanded to include more species, more challenges, and new ethical simulations. Humanity's potential, when nurtured, can illuminate the galaxy. Livia took a deep breath. Then that's what we'll do. We'll expand it, share it, and show the universe what humans are truly capable of. Not as warriors, not as conquerors, but as thinkers, collaborators, and innovators. She walked to the edge of the arena and looked out across the Martian plains. The red sand stretched endlessly, but the arena, glowing softly in the night, stood as a beacon of human potential, a symbol of what humans could achieve when they embraced creativity, adaptability, and collaboration. And in that moment, Livia understood something profound. The arena was not just a place of challenge, it was a place of revelation. For humans, for aliens, and for the future. The revelations of the Martian arena would shape generations. Humans would continue to lead not through force but through thought. They would inspire others to explore, innovate, and grow. Across planets, across species, and across time, the arena would shine as a symbol of the highest ideals of humanity: intelligence, collaboration, and the courage to imagine something better. Livia smiled, knowing that the next chapter would be even greater. The arena had taught them much already, but the universe still held infinite possibilities, waiting for humans to discover, to create, and to inspire. And so, under the quiet glow of the Martian night, the arena waited patiently. It waited for the humans, and for all those willing to learn, to step forward and uncover the brilliance within themselves and each other. The Martian arena gleamed under the light of three suns, the rare phenomenon of the planet's northern plains casting shimmering shadows across. The rows of tears. Captain Livia Morno walked to the center of the arena, feeling a mixture of pride and anticipation. Today was different. Today, the arena would host a grand demonstration, not a simulation, not a test, but a celebration of human ingenuity and collaboration with other species across the galaxy. Volunteers and participants had arrived from colonies and outposts, from planets near and far. Aliens with crystalline bodies, floating appendages, and delicate wings mingled with humans of every age and background. Some came for curiosity, some for research, and some simply to witness the spectacle. Livia could feel the anticipation in the air, a charged energy that made her pulse quicken. Athena's calm voice sounded across the arena. Welcome, participants, observers, and guests from across the galaxy. Today marks the first interstellar showcase of the Martian arena. This event demonstrates creativity, adaptability, and collaboration, the hallmarks of human potential and universal problem-solving. The first stage of the event appeared, a holographic labyrinth that stretched across the arena floor, shifting in patterns and heights. Teams of humans and aliens were given the same objective: to navigate the labyrinth and activate its hidden nodes. But this time, the focus was not on competition. Each participant's goal was to teach and learn from one another, to combine abilities and perspectives to find solutions. Mara, now a team leader, guided her group with a mix of calm authority and excitement. Remember, it's not just about speed. It's about observation, adaptation, and cooperation. Watch how your partners move, learn their strengths, and find solutions together. The glints, using their flashes of light, illuminated paths through the maze. The Velari adjusted floating platforms to allow others to cross safely. Humans experimented, observing reactions and tweaking strategies. At every turn, a new problem appeared: shifting walls, sliding tiles, and puzzles embedded in the holographic floor. Livia walked along the side, observing. The humans were leading not through dominance, but through ingenuity. Their minds adapted to the unexpected. They coordinated with species who perceived the world entirely differently, translating light, sound, and motion into understandable signals. Every time a challenge arose, humans found a way to combine observation, intuition, and experimentation to advance. Ren leaned beside her. "Captain, look at that. They're inspiring the aliens again. Every species is learning from each other. Humans are leading through thought, through creativity, not force. That's extraordinary." Livia smiled. "It's what I always hoped the arena could be. A place where brilliance is nurtured, where intellect and adaptability shine across species. Humans are not just participants, they are innovators, teachers, and collaborators." As the labyrinth challenge concluded, Athena's voice rang out. "Stage complete. Data indicates maximum engagement, creativity, and collaboration. Observers report astonishment at the human's ability to integrate intuition with experimentation and to teach other species while learning in return." The next stage emerged: a massive holographic sphere suspended above the arena floor, covered in constantly shifting symbols and patterns. Teams needed to synchronize their movements, ideas, and insights to stabilize the sphere and activate its full display. Livia noticed that humans instinctively took roles, not commanding but facilitating. They observed, suggested, and guided, adapting their approaches to the unique abilities of their alien partners. Ravi, a human volunteer, led his team with careful attention. Focus on patterns but also on timing. Everyone has a perspective to add, combine them. Step by step, the sphere began to glow. Light patterns expanded, pulsated, and finally erupted into a breathtaking holographic display. Images of galaxies, planetary systems, and abstract representations of creativity and cooperation. The audience gasped. Even species who had never witnessed human ingenuity were amazed. Livia felt her heart lift. Humans were showing the universe not just what they could do, but how they could inspire others. This was the culmination of centuries of learning, from the ancient arenas on Earth to the Martian simulations, now displayed as a beacon of intelligence, creativity, and collaboration. Athena's voice broke through the awe. "Captain, the simulations and demonstrations confirm that humans possess a unique combination of adaptability, creativity, and ethical reasoning. They serve as leaders not through force, but through example, innovation, and inspiration." Ren smiled. "And they've proven it to the galaxy today. The arena has transformed from a place of spectacle to a stage for brilliance." The final stage appeared, a collaborative puzzle involving the entire arena. Teams were tasked with constructing a massive energy lattice that spanned the floor. Each section required different abilities: mechanical precision, logical reasoning, spatial awareness, and creative improvisation. Humans coordinated the efforts, ensuring that every participant contributed and every skill was valued. Mara directed the assembly, guiding humans and aliens alike. "Everyone has a part to play. We succeed when we think, adapt, and share ideas. Work together and the lattice will light up." The glints flashed light signals to guide precise placements. The Velari adjusted floating panels. The Torvens calibrated mechanical supports. Humans experimented with configurations, adjusting based on feedback from the team. Slowly, the lattice began to form, glowing faintly at first, then brighter with every correct connection. Livia stepped back, watching the process unfold. The arena was alive with activity and thought. The humans were not only participating, they were orchestrating, inspiring, and teaching. Every challenge that had once tested survival, strength, or fear was now a celebration of intellect, creativity, and cooperation. At last, the final piece of the lattice clicked into place. A wave of light surged across the arena, illuminating every tier, every mosaic, and every participant. The arena had transformed into a radiant beacon, showcasing the combined brilliance of multiple species, led by humans. Athena's voice rang out in triumph. Simulation complete. Data confirms maximum collaboration, creativity, and interspecies learning. Humans have demonstrated leadership, adaptability, and inspiration across the galaxy. Livia felt tears in her eyes. She turned to the volunteers and alien participants. "Look at what we've achieved together," she said. "The arena is not about who is strongest or fastest. It's about thinking, imagining, and collaborating. This is the legacy of humanity, not domination, not conquest, but innovation, inspiration, and heart." The crowd erupted in cheers, laughter, and flashes of light, as species of every shape and size celebrated the success. Humans hugged, shook hands, and exchanged smiles with their alien partners. The arena, once a symbol of ancient spectacle and cruelty, had become a testament to what could be achieved when creativity, intelligence, and collaboration were valued above all. Ren looked at Livia with awe. "Captain, humans have proven themselves across planets and species. They're exceptional, not just to each other but to the universe." Livia smiled. "And this is only the beginning. The arena is a place of learning, discovery, and inspiration. One day, every species will understand what humans are capable of, not through violence but through thought, creativity, and heart." As the Martian sun set, the arena shimmered with a golden glow. Livia stood at the center, looking up at the stars through the transparent dome. She thought about the humans who had built arenas centuries ago on Earth, the volunteers who had navigated challenges on Mars, and the alien species who had learned from them. Across time and space, humanity had transformed a symbol of spectacle into a beacon of possibility. Athena's voice spoke one final time. "Captain, the Martian arena is now a model for interstellar collaboration and ethical innovation. Humanity's legacy of intelligence, creativity, and inspiration will endure." Livia nodded, her heart full. "Then let this be the start of a new era. Humans will continue to lead not through force but through thought. We will inspire, teach, and innovate. Across planets, across species, and across the universe, humanity will shine." As the night deepened, the arena pulsed softly with holographic light. The mosaics beneath the floor reflected the brilliance above, as if celebrating the journey humanity had taken, from ancient arenas on Earth to interstellar stages on Mars. And in that moment, Livia knew the truth. Humans were extraordinary not because of their strength or fearlessness, but because of their creativity, adaptability, and ability to inspire. The arena had shown it. The universe had witnessed it. And humanity's legacy was secure, an unbroken chain of brilliance stretching across time, space, and imagination. The Martian arena stood as a beacon, silent but alive, ready for the next challenge, the next discovery, and the next opportunity for humans to show the galaxy the power of thought, heart, and collaboration. Humanity had crossed the line of mere survival. They had reached the heights of inspiration, and the stars themselves seemed to shine a little brighter in recognition.